told my man, as he was on that stuff too, man. He's like, yeah, but everybody else do this. I'm like, bro, you gotta understand, this ain't about everybody else. It's about you. He was like, but I be doing this and I be doing that. I'm like, bro, none of that really matters. He's like, but man, I do so much work around here, man. I'm always tired, man. I was sweating at this time in the morning, like, bro, none of that matters. Like, I don't think you hearing me. That don't matter. I'm like, yo, you doing 110% because you think that's going to be the thing that gets you put forward. But if you think about it, and I told him, bro, I was like, if you think about it, everybody is here doing that. Whether they do it or not, it's up to them. But they ain't nobody getting plucked out of the weeds for that. Ain't nobody getting sent into the traffic.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me, not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player, I was made to build the game.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is D. Aaron Mack, and we are back in the lab once again at 4:28 a.m. Before we get started, please trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all. Yeah. So how's your week been, Mac?
It's been normal so far, man. I can't call it. I can't call it. How about yourself, man?
About the same. Normal as can be. Yeah, not much been
I
going
ain't
on.
seen you much this week.
Oh yeah. Like you said last time, 6 hours ain't no joke. So I thought I'd take a little rest.
Yeah, I feel that. But yeah, we got an extra hands on deck this week, and it's funny that we about to dive into this topic of all topics because they said when I don't know what they say, but I just got a feeling that there's a saying somewhere about when you got more lambs, or when you got more cattle wranglers or something, you can give them more sheep. I don't know. I feel like there's something there. We're gonna figure it out before the end of this episode. We're gonna figure it out.
Alright.
But yeah, man. So recently I've been looking into this whole Jonathan Majors thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you don't know who Jonathan Majors is, he's a guy. He's an actor. He came up very quickly in the last few years from about 2020 and 2020 and beyond. He was the antagonist, the main antagonist from the Loki TV series. He was supposed to be a part of the of season 2 of Loki that I think comes out sometime this year. I want to say, I'm not really sure. And he is also in the last Ant-Man movie that recently dropped. He was also a part of Creed 3. All right. So this man he has blown up in the last few years is what I'm saying. I'm not sure if there's going to be a Creed 4. I just don't know. Like, I haven't seen Creed or none of them, so like I can't even say if he's going to be in the next one of those, but they still making them joints, and I don't see them stopping no time soon, if I'm being honest. But Yeah, man, the dude he blew up. They was just like, all right, so this man, we just gonna take a chance on him. And you know, with Marvel, bruh, when Marvel sign you in, it's almost like Star Wars, bro. Like they got this formula where it's like, yo, we gonna lock you in for like 80% of your life. You know, we
Right.
don't care what you
Yeah.
got going on. Like, we start production on this movie like 2 years from now, and you better be in the best shape of your life or it's gonna cost you. So like, I'm looking at it now, and the next movie, The Avengers Kang Dynasty, was supposed to come out in 2025. And at this current moment, we don't know if that's going to be a thing with Jonathan Majors, of course. But you know, he was the main villain in Kang Dynasty. Like,
Yeah.
have you seen Ant-Man?
I haven't seen that newest Ant-Man, but I've
All
seen
right, so
the
I ain't even
Loki.
gonna go into it. But like, if you saw the last Ant-Man movie that came out, Quantumania, like, you would understand how deep they were about to put this man into this
Come on.
movie.
Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah. So he was in there, like his face everywhere. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they would have to they would have to CGI this man
Mm.
into this movie if they were to continue with this. Like, either that or find a doppelganger. Like, you know, I don't know if you can find a doppelganger well, you probably can. You probably can. I don't know. I don't know. They had Michael Jackson impersonators for a while, so
Facts.
I don't know. But anyway, that's neither here or there. But apparently recently, man, he got hit with a domestic violence claim, man. Yeah, I don't know if it was just like a minor dispute or whatever the case was. I don't know if the young lady was his significant other or whatever not. But apparently, this woman sustained minor injuries that sent her to the hospital to her head and neck, and she said it was suffered by Jonathan Majors. Now, when I seen it, when I seen it for the first time, I was like, "Oh, we not about to have another Marvel movie with this guy in it." Like, that was my first thought. I'm like, "Yo, Marvel don't play that."
Facts.
But you know what? Disney don't play that. Let's go there. Let's talk about the umbrella company. Disney don't play that. Like, they like, yo, cut all production. Cancel it. Cancel it. They could be in the middle of shooting a movie. They like, nope, cut it. We not doing it. So with this going on, man, like, it's still it happened 2 weeks ago, but like, it's still pretty fresh. His court case is not like, it hasn't fizzled out yet, and they still got my man under fire. We at this point, we still don't know what the future holds for this dude.
It's interesting how, like, companies like that, like, you make one big mistake or you make them look bad, and they pull the rug from up under you. Like, like, it's almost like you gotta walk on eggshells when dealing with, like, the bigger companies, because if you get like a speck, just a speck of dirt on their little perfect record thingy or something, it's just like you become public enemy number one to them, and it's like you gotta get out, or you gotta fight for your life, to get back on good grace with them. Like, we don't even know if this could be like true or not. Uh, not saying, um, not breezing over the topic that the lady did get abused. Uh, we're
Maybe,
not trying to downplay
allegedly,
that, allegedly.
allegedly.
Um, but like, it's it's almost insane how the bigger the company, the more control they have over your life. Like we've had an instance, at home, like at our job, that uh we had with court, that whole situation. It's like the bigger the company, like I said before, if you make them look bad or they assume that you're not of brand, you get kicked out.
Yeah, that wasn't that one was a little bit different.
Eh,
Uh,
a little bit.
yeah, that one's a little bit different. Um, then again, we don't know how deep that the situation runs with this man, and like with him being a celebrity and a public figure,
Mm-hmm.
he got a bit of a spotlight on him, and then with him with his rise in popularity, man, you become a target anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to say that it was that this situation is rigged or anything, but it's these are things that us as the public need to look at. You know what I mean? Like somebody could have a hit out on this dude and just like, all right, so look, he ain't pay me my money. Get his ass. Send him a message. Send him a message. Um, send a young lady up in there. She could be just a plant.
Very much so true. Very much so.
And that's a bit extreme, but I'm a conspiracy theorist because it's like a lot of people think that shit like that don't happen, but it do.
Yeah. And it's crazy because we've seen evidence of that. Like years later, you would see people that made the claims against certain individuals, and they're like on their deathbed or when they're like old and raggedy. They like, yeah, I'm a set things straight. I did lie on such and such person. They paid me money to tell this fib, and now I just want to set things straight and all this other stuff. And it's like, it, there should be more of a, I guess, investigation on things like that, because usually it's always, you know someone said this, or it's no real hardcore evidence. It's just like the top layer of icing on a cake, and then they just go with that. Like the top layer of icing could be vanilla, and they just assume that the rest of the cake is vanilla when it's actually chocolate or something like that. It's real weird how they literally take things like a grain of salt. They assume the worst with people like the guy we're talking about. Uh they take that rise of fame as a, he came up too quick, so there has to be something wrong with him. There has to be some type of something going in the background. He got to be doing something dirty, something shady. uh Surprisingly, they thought T-Pain was like that. T-Pain had something. He didn't have like a big conspiracy thing like this, but uh people around him, when they saw him grow to fame so quickly, they saw him as like uh Illuminati plant. He must have sold his soul. He must have, you know, did something but work hard. And it's crazy how like you can do all the right things but still have a target on your back like that.
I just think it's interesting that I mean, and we can't say that he like automatically just jumped to the conclusion that he didn't do it because they're gonna look back at his history and
Yeah,
they're gonna use that as some
few.
stuff like my man was born in California, like he probably from the hood.
Mm-hmm.
He was hanging out with the wrong bunch, man. Like you could probably tell that he's from some very, very humble beginnings. You know what I mean? So like, okay, it said he unmarried. All right, cool. So yeah, like I said, he's probably from some very humble beginnings, man. Been there and he's been through some stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something to take note. and like we don't know how long he's been on this rise to fame either. Like we don't know about his whole history and all of the things that he's been through. So like he could be dealing with some stuff mentally. So like they're gonna go through all that.
Yeah.
Every bit of evidence that they can find to prove that he did it, they're gonna find it. And I mean, if I found it, they're gonna find it when they're doing this as they go through this court case. You know what I mean? So like I see people right now comparing it to Ezra Miller. And I don't know if anybody who don't know who Ezra Miller is, he has a movie that comes out next month called The Flash.
Oh.
Ezra Miller, I don't really know what he did, honestly. Like I keep hearing people talking about it, but obviously it wasn't bad enough for
DC.
Justice League for DC to scrap the movie. They were sitting on it for a while, and it was supposed to release last winter, but they sat on it for a little bit, and they still released it anyway. So this could be one of them type of situations, or it could be another. It could be a Bill Cosby type situation. Bill Cosby ain't got nothing coming out no time soon. Just saying. But yeah, man, I thought I wanted to bring that up because I mean, I thought it was worth noting, man, that that as we climb to success, man, we can't lose ourselves, man. We can't put ourselves in a situation where we let something like this happen, man. Because like people were giving this man props, man. Because like you don't have meteoric rises from black people like that. And it just seemed like every time we have a meteoric rise from a black celebrity or somebody that's out there doing their thing, man, it just seems like every single time it happens, something like this goes down, bro. Like, you know, we seen it happen before, like, and you know, I referenced Bill Cosby. They said that Bill Cosby, he he um he was making some moves, some real power moves, and that's why that happened to him. We can't necessarily say one way or another if that's true or not, but you know, they said that he was trying to own stake in Time Warner and get some of his rights back, man. And like that's why he ended up getting the boot like that, man. Like we don't know for sure if that's the real thing or not, but we saw it with Chris Brown, man. You know, me personally, I still think Chris Brown got his ass beat by Rihanna, but you know, we ain't got to go there. I just think anytime a grown ass man 6'3" got to bite a woman, he was getting his ass handed to him. I'm just saying. You don't beat a woman's ass and then bite her, bro. Like I'm just saying, like it's just as a grown man that know my own strength, I just don't see that happening, bro. But anyway, the same situation there, man. Like it's a lot there, man. I just think that us as men, bro, and I ain't even gonna say black men, because like it's a man thing in general. We just seen it happen to all type of people, man, of all walks of life, man. Like they get to rise to fame, man. They start making a little bit more money. They got the public eye on them a little bit, and for some reason they just turn into the wrong direction. I can give you a list of names, even one dude who gouged his eye out after he became famous, bro. But anyway, like it's just something that we need to keep up with, man. Just make sure you stay grounded. Make sure you stay level, stay at leveled ground with the Most High, man. Make sure you always praying. Keep your all your aspirations in line, man, and don't let the game change you, man, because it will if you let it.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Because a lot of times with that, especially with celebrities, like they get offered a lot of money, like a amount that they probably haven't even seen in in their life. Like their parents haven't even seen that number, or people they know haven't even seen that. So like they feel like, all right, I don't want to lose this. So let me, like you said, let me throw all the morals, all everything that could hinder me from getting this. Let me throw that all out the window and let me do any and everything to keep receiving this bag, this amount of money that I can use to then, get out of this situation. And a lot of times they don't realize that after that they done already got you. You done basically already sold your soul to this company, and now they got all reins, all the reins of that you had. They control now, and it's like you said, you have to keep your morals in check, your aspirations. Don't be afraid to stand up for what you believe in. Uh, a lot of times we see a dollar sign and we ready to jump through hoops, jump through a ring of fire, sit in a cage with a lion just because we see that big old dollar sign, that big number with the dollar sign in front of it. We ready to do any and everything for it.
Anyway, let's move on, man. Um, so I just somebody said that he was in Who's the Boss. I wanted to check that out. That's not a real thing. Google just be saying some off the wall shit.
Who's the boss?
Um, so recently, man,
Mm-hmm.
I watched a development happen, and I've been on this taking care of yourself from corporate America thing heavy for a while, because corporate America, for whatever reason, they don't believe in taking care of the people who actually get the job done.
No.
They don't believe in that. They take care of the people who babysit the process, and not necessarily the ones who's actually in the process babysitting the process, but the ones who, they got the perks. They sit up in the ones that sit in the ivory tower. They take care of those people, but everybody else just catch scraps. But I do have a pyramid scheme shirt that kind of depict that, or you think about the little it's a little meme. Well, it's not even a meme. It's more like a political cartoon where you got the fat dude who got the water getting poured in his mouth. And it's like it's on full goods, but like the little runoff that's coming off from him, the other people underneath him trying to catch that, and then the little drip drops from them, the bigger group underneath them trying to catch that. So it's like it's representation of people trying to catch what they can get, and they not necessarily getting the full stream, but the guy over here is getting the full stream and they just getting a runoff. So like we the ones at the bottom getting the runoff right now. It's like everybody else at the top, they getting the full stream. So yeah, man. I'm so proud, man. Like it's a I had a moment with Alyssa, man, and she was just like, you know what? I am going to take care of me. And I was like, what you mean by that? It's like they want me to do XYZ, and I ain't really feeling it. So I'm not. And I'm pretty sure, and like you guys heard Alyssa on the podcast before, and she said it herself, like she goes all in for everything that she does, man. And like I recently heard her say, like, I'm not about to expend myself to this capacity anymore. Like she getting off earlier. She's happier. She's smiling a lot more,
Hey.
and she's like, I'm gonna do everything that they say to do within reason, but I will no longer expend myself doing a whole lot more than I should be doing, because nobody is going to appreciate that. And she can't. And we were talking about it last night, man. She was like, she was like, I don't see myself getting any reward for that hard work because everybody else everybody else has already proved that you don't need to work hard in order to get what you want out of life.
Yeah.
So that was in reference to her current boss now.
Yeah. Because what then? Couple of people from her department got promotions, right?
Just one.
Just one? Oh, I thought okay, all right. Interesting. Yeah. A lot of times in jobs, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And then it's like,
That's in life, bro.
yeah.
It's not even just jobs. Like it's life, bro. Like people who know millionaires don't deal with these problems. There's a reason for that because it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, just getting that runoff from the people that you know, it can you can accumulate something that can better your life, like uh learning from the people that you know, the rich people that you know, the people that don't necessarily have these problems that we deal with. Just knowing them, just learning from them can put you in a better place. And crazy enough, a lot of times we don't capitalize on that. Like, a lot of people, they'd rather, chill with someone in the same predicament that
Hey,
they
you
are.
changing the topic. We
Back.
talk about taking care of yourself, bro.
Well, I mean, it kind of go hand in hand. You should want to, take care of yourself to the point where you want to be around people that are gonna get you out of that situation, instead of,
All right.
being
Yeah.
around the people
Yeah.
that are just gonna hold you back. It's okay to have friends. It's okay to be, popular with people, but if they're not lifting you up, if they're not putting you in a better place, then, be selfish. Like, hey, look, I know y'all want to go to the bar, have shots, have drinks, but I need to work on, getting out of this situation right here. I need to, hang out with such and such, and he has a master class going on the same day. I'd rather be going to that than getting drunk with y'all, and not ending up anywhere but the bed, after that. So I
So
feel that.
I remember having a conversation with one of our coworkers
Mhm.
recently who got a promotion. Two of them actually, yeah. 'Cause both of it's two of them that got promoted
Mhm.
recently, and they used to always be on this, but I work hard, I do this and I do that. And
Mhm.
I'm like, look, y'all got the game twisted right now. And I
And one
told my
of them,
boy, go
one
ahead.
of them was about to just like, but it didn't work out for her. She was just about to shut it all
Yeah,
down. Just.
it's like I'm gonna take it as a sign from God. I'm gonna leave.
Mhm.
I'm like, yo, what? Nah,
Right.
that ain't how this works. Like ain't nobody out here handing you opportunities. That's but that's white privilege though. That's white privilege, man. They used to getting handed shit in life. The society hands them shit. They thinking that they can just do stuff and then somebody gonna pull them up out of everybody else because they it, as I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there. But they just be like, they were like, yo, I work hard, like I did this and I do that and I do this and everybody else doing that. I'm like, yo, hold up, get off of that. Like, what is that even about? Like, that ain't even got nothing to do with nothing. Like, you up here talking about what you doing and what work you doing on the floor. You think about it like you went into your interview, they didn't even ask you about that. Like no one even
Mm.
cares about that. Like
Ooh.
that's not even relevant. Like I was telling folks, bro, like, and I told my man, as he was on that stuff too, man. He's like, yeah, but everybody else do this. I'm like, bro, you gotta understand, this ain't about everybody else. It's about you. He
Mhm.
was like, but I be doing this and I be doing that. I'm like, bro, none of that really matters. He's like, but Man, I do so much work around here, man. I was always tired, man. I was sweating at this time in the morning, like, bro. None of that matters. Like, I don't think you hearing me. That don't matter. I'm like, yo, you doing 110% because you think that's going to be the thing that gets
Pushes you
you
over the
put
top.
forward. But if you think about it, and I told him, bro, I was like, if you think about it, everybody is here doing that. Whether they do it or not, it's up to them. But they ain't nobody getting plucked out of the weeds from that for that. Ain't nobody getting sent to into the stratosphere because they working hard. Everybody here is working hard. So like what I told him was, and this is the thing. This is the thing that I had to learn, especially and if you one of the people who climbing up in corporate America, and I think this I want to say that this translate into a whole lot of different avenues of life. If you focus on what you need to focus on, you can move up. And what do I mean by that? I mean that if you focus on the things that move people up, you can get moved up. And what most people do is they learn what they want to learn. They get comfortable with what they want to get comfortable with. And then they learn those things. But those things ain't necessarily what get you to move up. Those are the things that you learn the stuff. You learn the stuff intentionally. You learn the stuff that you needed to learn to survive. But you ain't learn how to climb, how to thrive. So what most people get focused on, they get focused on the mundane stuff, the things that everybody is doing. Okay, this person did a bad job doing that. This person got written up for doing that. So, let me do that. Let me not do what they did. Let me do the complete opposite. Let me not push the boundaries. Let me follow these principles that that society has taught me, the masses has taught me. Let me follow these things because these are the things that's making people survive. Because I know that if I do this, then this man over here, he got fired for that. So let me not do that.
Yeah, it's I don't know what that. I mean, like you said, that mindset is based on survival. Uh, even if you want to or not, like your environment, you learn from your environment, even if you want to or not. Like you said, if when you see something happening, it's like subliminally your brain is like, all right, to keep from getting hurt, to keep from being in this uncomfortable position. Let's do that. Let's do that one thing that will keep us in good grace with society, with the job that we're at, and we get stuck in that rut, and you just continue to do that. It's like you have to fight against that. Like when you get that feeling of complacency, of the same mundane thing, English, the same mundane thing over and over again. It is you done fell into the cycle, this never ending cycle of I go to work, I come home, I go to sleep, I shower, I go to work, I come home, I go to sleep, I shower, and you doing that because it's the easiest thing to do. You can literally put your life on autopilot and just do that. And then for some reason, when we're in that cycle, we believe that we're doing good. We believe that because we've done it for so long, we should just automatically be able to be picked out of the thousands, the hundreds of people that's doing the same thing. We should be able to be picked out over them to, like you said, to get that promotion, to get that raise, to do all these other things that I don't understand it. How that mindset, it's almost like insanity. Like you do the same thing that everybody else is doing, and you expect to get more. You expect
I
to
get it.
receive.
I get it. I understand it completely because you're doing right. And not only are you doing right while you're doing it, you playing by the rules.
Mm,
You ain't breaking no laws. You're doing everything that they say you're supposed to do. And not only are you doing that, but you going above and beyond
mm, mm-hmm.
You going above and beyond to do it and make it look good. But what most people don't understand is that you doing all that, going above and beyond. You got the experience of going above and beyond, but just because you did it doesn't mean that you get the pub for it. See, like, all right, so one of the things that I realized, right, that most people screw up on is like in this life, it ain't about the things that you do that get you put into different positions. It's about the things that you do and how much you learn from them.
Yeah.
All right, so where am I going with this, right? So in corporate America, especially in our job, like we get a lot of people come through doing a lot of amazing things. We get a lot of people who come through. They fly by night. They they break the mold of what the standard is. But when they do it, it's almost like they do it and it just disappears. Like they don't learn nothing from it. They don't hold on to it. But one of the things that I told these two folks that just recently got this promotion is like, yo, everything that you're doing serves a purpose. And because they was like, yo, I don't know what to talk about in my interview. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know what to talk about in your interview? And then I realized that people not they don't look at the things that they do as significant, but they doing the things that they're supposed to do, even though they don't understand. And like for real, let's be real. Like these folks who doing these interviews, they conducting these interviews, they'd heard these same stories a million times, bro. They know they all the stuff that you tell them, like everybody has said the same thing. Everybody who's been in a certain department, like, okay, I can tell their story is about to be this, it's about to be about some CPTs or some old crazy stuff. Like I know they about to talk about how they, their contribution to the overall process. So like they understand that what they do on a regular basis holds value. And some people don't understand how to grab that value out of the things that they're doing that's mundane. And these folks, when I was talking to them, they were like, all right, look, I don't know. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what I've done. I was like, okay, so remember the time that you did this? Do you know why you did that? And it's almost like they had this come to Jesus moment. It's like, oh, I can just talk about that. Yeah, you can just talk about that. Like, oh, okay, all right. So that time that tell me about the time that you did something that you ignored an order from your superior and it worked out well. And he's like, remember the time that you didn't do what I told you to do something else and it worked out in the end? Yeah, you can talk about that. All right, yeah, okay. But like most people don't understand that, the things that you do in life are things that you need to learn from. And it's the things that you learn from and how you apply them to the next situation that puts you ahead of other people. And for whatever reason, when people doing right, they just doing right. And they just like to sit there.
That's yeah. Huh. I haven't even thought of it that way. That's because a lot of people, they, like you said, they do go through life and they don't learn from anything. They see their mistakes as mistakes. They don't learn from them. The things that they do right, they don't learn from that. They don't take that into, hey, they don't internalize it. Like I've been doing XYZ for so long. This accounts for something. People would complain that they're doing right, and they see others not doing right and getting praised for it, and they
Hmm.
just totally miscrewed their good doings. And it's like you come to work, you you do the things that you need to do, you do the things that you need to survive, you go home and you do all the right things with your significant other, your family. You know, you're holding things together, and yet you see yourself as less than. You still you don't give yourself that praise. You know, you don't. I don't know how to explain it. Like you don't hold yourself to a higher standard because you're succeeding, or because you're seeing the same thing over and over again. You feel like you're not succeeding. You're not moving forward, and you're not moving backwards. So you're kind of stagnant. But you don't take those things that you're learning or that you're doing as a learning experience. So you fall into a rut. You have that fall from grace because you you seek means of moving up in other unhealthier ways or something like that, right?
So, the situation with Alyssa at work, man,
Mm,
like with her coworker getting promoted the way that she did, man.
mm,
Like when the whole process started, man. Like I remember one point where Alyssa was being groomed for that position.
mm,
I remember it clear as day. But somewhere around the time where this woman snuck her way into the department was when Alyssa started getting cast to the side. And I started noticing it then. Like she didn't do anything different.
come on.
She was just doing her job. She was doing everything she was supposed to do. But for whatever reason, when this woman started, all of a sudden Alyssa was trash. Like
Mm,
they were giving her praise. They were pumping her up. They were saying that okay, this woman here is about to she's thinking about leaving, going to a different building. She wants to get promoted out of this position. So when that happens, we want you to fill this spot. So we're gonna train you up. But then when the other woman came in, it was like, all right, on to new
mm,
onto the new one. Yeah. So it was pretty much like that. And Elizabeth she's been biting her tongue on this for a while. And I guess what she thought was, she gonna let her actions speak for her.
mm, mhm,
And once again, you one of those type of people, you doing everything right, you're doing everything by the book, you going harder than everybody else can. Only thing she was talking about was like how this woman wasn't doing her job, how she was doing all the work, how this woman wasn't a part of the team, but Alyssa had to be part of the team. How this woman, only thing she did was suck up to the managers. Alyssa didn't necessarily talk to the managers like that. So when it all came down and the position was on the table, them folks was about to just slot the other woman in, regardless of the fact that she ain't do her job, regardless of the fact that she wasn't really part of the team, and regardless of the fact that she was doing wrong behind the scenes. Like, and they
mm,
still gave her the promotion. And I was like, yo, I'm not surprised. Like, why are we even having this conversation? Like, we knew this was going to happen. But Alyssa ended up getting something. She ended up benefiting from the situation. So she won't even tripping about it. But, somebody asked about it. They was like, so this don't sound good.
mm,
Let's go ahead and
mm,
we need to do something about this. This ain't right. So, they end up looking into it. And but that's beyond the point. Um, Alyssa played her card smart on that one too, but at that point she had already figured out the lesson. But um, like I was just saying though, like she wasn't the woman who got promoted wasn't even doing the job.
mhm,
She wasn't even doing the job, bro. Like she was just there riding the clock, getting paid for it. And like some of y'all thinking that you can just outwork and outshine this person who doing wrong, quote unquote doing wrong, but they doing something right. And they
mm,
doing something that you're not doing. There's something that you forgetting to do. Network.
mm.
Because it's not about who you know. It's not about what you know. It's who you know.
Yeah.
And Alyssa knows the job front, back, sideways, left, right, up,
Mhm,
down, in gravity, out of gravity. Like she knows the job. She know what to do. But no one cares about that. You doing right doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't, like, all right, obviously you got to do some kind of right to not get fired from your job. You obviously got to do some kind of right to grow your business. But in all reality, you might be doing some stuff that you think is best for your business that ain't even making you no money. You might be doing something that you think is fruitful for your job, but all you doing is just spinning your wheels and you just wasting your energy. And I used to tell Alyssa all the time, all that staying till 6 o'clock, all that extra work that you're doing, all of that coming in extra early, like that, being at every place on time, like none of that stuff really matters. Like that stuff doesn't get you promoted. When that whole situation started, we all knew exactly where that was going. We all knew who was going to get that spot. Nobody was surprised when that happened because time and time again, life will teach you that it's not about what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah. Because networking plays a big role in anything, any and everything, for real. Like we were just saying, knowing those rich friends can put you in a better place. And it's like we've all seen it from job to job to job. Like I had a boss or a foreman that we on a construction plant. He doesn't even know how to read blueprints, but yet he's leading a whole group of people, and he's not even qualified for the job. But because of the people he knew, like we could walk around with him. We're going to our work sites.
Common trend there.
Everybody knows him. He knows about everybody, and like, but he doesn't know the job. Like, yeah, you know everybody. You cool with everybody, but
Common trend there. You unqualified for the job, but yet you got the job.
Right. Like it's one thing to not be qualified and know you're not qualified, but this man, he thought he was big shit. Like he wouldn't listen to nobody below him, and like we sitting there trying to tell him like, hey, it was a dude that was on our crew. He was more experienced. He's like, from what I know, I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to dig, a certain feet from these pipes. So I don't think, and he wouldn't listen. He was like, hey, I need 6 feet from here to here. I need 6 feet, 6 feet down. He's like, all right. He dug the hole. Couple minutes later, yeah, so I'm gonna need y'all to fill this hole back in. We're gonna dig over there now. And I'm like, all right. I mean, we get paid by the hour, so this your mess up. He ain't get held accountable for nothing. He did. Pretty sure he brushed it off to us, but yeah,
That's they always do.
It goes to show that like you could be bottom of the barrel. You could be as evil and conniving as you can be, and you can get jobs out here. You can get high paying jobs out here and not even be, the right person for it. So if you are the right person for it, figure out how to network.
No. Hey, we can't say that because we can't say one way or another if the woman who got the job over Alyssa wasn't the right person. We can't say that.
I was
But
talking
what
about my
we
guy.
can say, I mean, but like I'm saying, like what I'm gonna get at, and I'm gonna throw a little bit of perspective here, is that it doesn't matter whether or not the people around you think that you're the right person for the job. The only person that thinks that needs to think that you're the right person for the job is the person that's given the job.
Okay.
It doesn't even matter what everybody underneath you or around you think. Like that's not even important. Everybody believes that Alyssa should have got this position. Everybody wanted her to get this position, but the only person that mattered was the person who was able to give the position. Like it doesn't matter. Like everybody could think that you a fuck up. Everybody could think that you were, and quiet as it kept, nobody likes this woman who got this job. Like just being real, like nobody. I can't think of a person who has had a good experience with her. I can't think of a person who like praises her. I can't think of other than the person who gave her the job. Once again, like I can't, I don't. If we looking for evidence on like just being real, bro, just based on merit alone, like
Yeah. Yeah.
who got the best crowd who got the best crowd reaction, bro? Like, who want to vote for this person over here? They base it off of decibels of the crowd or whatever.
Mhm.
Like Alyssa got it, like just straight up. But even when Mark, come on, man. Even during the election, bro. Even during the election, Mark.
True.
Even when the people vote. Even when the people vote for the right person, bro, the electoral college still got to come in and make the decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, bro. The people voted for who went against this man? Hillary Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
people voted for Hillary, bro. Hillary won the popular vote, bro. But the
Didn't win
people
the
who was
election
given the
vote. Yeah.
position, the people who was given the position gave it to Trump, bro.
Yeah.
So he was
True.
definitely the right man for the job in their eyes, because they was the ones given the position.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, bruh,
That's crazy.
what does this mean for everybody out there, bruh? What does this mean for everybody out there? EA, one of the top game companies, got the worst games out there, and people still giving them pub, bruh.
Right.
Come on, bruh.
Gotta pay
Game
for
Freak,
every cent of the
Game
game.
Freak, Game Freak out here just still banking on people. And don't nobody like their games, bro. People ain't like the Pokemon games since goddamn Pokemon Coliseum. And they don't even they realize it's not even a Game Freak game, and they like, oh shit, that's why.
Yeah.
Game Freak still out here making money because they own a stake in one of the top paying franchises, and the top paying franchise don't think that it's necessary to find another company to even give the job to. Come on, bruh. It ain't about what you know; it's about who you know, bruh. The people out here that got the best selling rank, bruh. They don't even write their own books, bruh.
Come on.
They don't even write their own books, bruh. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. It's about how many people can you make an influence on. It's not even about how you can do it. Nobody cares about how I write these damn books, bruh. The only thing they care about is the impact that I put on people around me, bruh. And the folks that I listen to that's above me. They don't care about these damn books like that. I write these books for me. I ain't gonna lie to you, like, for real. I want to write the story that I want to write. I understand that the thing that's going to get me to the next level ain't the story that I'm writing. It's the politics that I indulge in on the way up, bruh. Writing books ain't gonna get me the silver screen. I'm gonna be real with you. Like I know that for a fact. I ain't even about that, bruh. That's why I dabble my hands into a whole bunch of different stuff. That's why I've been playing with Blender, because the market don't care about these books, bruh. Because if they cared about the books, I promise you, listen to this, and I say this very humbly. If the market cared about the books, then the market would make James Patterson write his own books.
Oh, I thought you froze.
No, I'm good. We here. We still live.
That is crazy.
I just wanted to let that energy sizzle in their spirit, because people really out here thinking that hard work is what would get you to the top, bro. It's a big factor. I promise you it is. Hard work is very important. You gotta work hard. But here's the thing: most of y'all working hard at the wrong thing. That's the problem.
Yeah, and that's crazy because we dump a lot of money into these companies that, like you said, Game Freak, EA, people still buying their games, but yet you got to buy the game and then buy a subscription in the game, which is almost the same price as the game.
And you hate it, bro.
But they
you
still
as a
do
consumer hate it. You like, yo, this is stupid. Like, yo, I don't understand why this is even a thing. like we shouldn't even allow this, but they still making
They still
money.
do it. Yep.
And not only are they still making money, they still getting opportunities, bro. When people were still pissed about the Star Wars Battle Frontier,
Yeah.
people were pissed about that, and very rightfully so. But they still jumped into Hasbro and made a game for Transformers, bro. And even when they were pissed about that, they still got a job and started working with WWE.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Like you said, it's not what you know, it's who you know. It's you gotta learn. You gotta network and learn from the people that you're networking with. Like there's no other way to get out the rat race. There's no other way to not that's the only way to be successful is to do that. Like you see so many people do that and come up in life and have all these successful people around them, have all these successful connections, is because of networking. Point blank simple. That's how you gotta do, people. Find the ones that are doing what you're doing, or find the ones that are succeeding, and talk to them, learn from them. You know.
Yeah. It's literally about taking you to the next level, bro. And like the things that take you to the next level, you need to be around the people who make you feel uncomfortable, because those are the people who gonna get you into that next position. And it don't necessarily apply to corporate America. Like corporate America is a little easier to climb, right? I'm being real with you, like for real. You can find a way to break the ice with some of your bosses, dog, and you can figure out what they know, get on their good side, like for real. Like hard work didn't get me where I am in corporate America. Like I tell people like, yo, they like folks, like one woman, she cried to me, bro. She was like, yo, I work hard, I do this, I do that. And I'm like, yo, that's fine and dandy, but like, yo, I was on the final when I got promoted.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. I was on the final. Don't mean nothing.
Right.
It don't mean nothing. What really made the difference for me was when I learned, and I told you I learned this. I learned the hard way. Like, yo, I need to figure out a different way, because obviously I ain't the one. You talking about working hard, making rate, like for real. And you have examples out there, bro. When Alyssa got promoted, it was because somebody saw her work ethic. So she thought that, I mean, you know, if you do it right once, do it right again. You know what I mean? Like I get it. I understand completely. But the rules changed. So if the rules change, you gotta adapt to the rules. When Alyssa got promoted, it was because of her hard work. And boy, she was blowing me out the water, bro. I remember back in the day when she first got here, bro. We used to do all these competitions and stuff. And bro, I used I used to try to keep up with her, bro. And I ain't got it in me, dog. I don't have the mindset. I don't have it. I don't have it, bro. Like I just don't, dog. Like she used to get like we talking like rate, like she was blowing rate times 2 on most days, and I'm like, yo, I can't keep up with this. So when she got promoted because of that, I tried to do the same thing, but Mark, that ain't my brain, bro. My brain don't do that. I was sitting up there in the joint. I was writing song lyrics and stuff, sitting on the OP, driving around on the OP, writing song lyrics instead of doing my job, bro. I ain't got it like that. So what I learned was, if you ain't got it like that, you're gonna have to find the alternative. You're gonna have to get it like everybody else get it, because you know, Alyssa ain't the rule, she the exception. So I had to figure something else out.
Ooh. Okay.
I had to figure something else out. I was like, all right, cool. You know what? I'm gonna go to Starbucks tomorrow. I'm gonna bring Jermaine and Carlton coffee. I'm gonna sneak in. I'm gonna sneak in the back door. I'm gonna sneak in the back door. Which, hey man, you know, I ain't even. I was like, yo, I don't really want to do all that. You know, I don't really want to do your job if I ain't getting paid for it. You know, I'm gonna let old girl and old boy up here. I'm gonna let them do that for a little while. And I'd be damned if they did. They got them to run the desk. They got them to do everything, and they won't even get paid for it. I was like, I'm just gonna let me just slide right here. Let me learn from you real quick. Hey man, can I pick your brain for a bit? Hey, take this coffee, bro. Bro, I was landing on them thick. I was landing on them, bro. I was and that and just that networking experience alone was what got me where I am today, bro. It wasn't even about how much I was getting TOT like a mug sitting up there with them guys, bro. They were not coding my time. It was like, yo, this dude, he just up here trying to ride the clock, man. He ain't trying to do no work. And they said that. I remember hearing them say that. But even one hate mother who I can't, I ain't even about to go there, but uh we cool now. I ain't got no ill will towards him, but he called me out on my BS one day, and it got under my skin. I ain't necessarily let it go yet, but we ain't got to go there. Uh, we ain't got to go there. But yeah, man. Um, I learned how to get around the system in order to climb the system. And sometimes, bro, that's just what you got to do in all of life. It ain't even about just jobs, man. Everything that we bring to the table is applied in a multifaceted way. So you can apply the same principle to whatever you're trying to do, whatever career you have, bro. Like once again, dog. Like if you're trying to expand if you're trying to expand in business, like for real, if you got a lawn care business, right? Just as an example, you got a lawn care business. It ain't even about how many grasses you cut, how many yards you cut. It's about how many people you can convince to let them let you cut their yard. How much you can expand and how much you can do in a day. Like it ain't even about how many yards you cut.
Yeah. And that's crazy how you mentioned the lawn cutting service, because it was this guy on TikTok, and like he had seen that this dude's yard was like the sidewalk was terrible, the yard itself was terrible. He was like, "Yo, look, I'll pay you $100 to cut your lawn." He's like, "What? You crazy?" He's like, "No. Pay you $100 to cut your lawn. Just cut your lawn." He paid him, and then like he's trying to promote his service. Like he does a really good job. Like he restores the sidewalk. You know how like the grass can
Yeah, I
overgrow,
seen
and
it, dude.
yeah, dude,
Yeah, he got a bunch of videos on YouTube too. It's
crazy.
like I cut this old veteran's yard for free, and here's what happened, and like stuff like that. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Greg.
Dude is crazy with the lawn cutting, and it's just like that alone, like putting yourself out there. That's all it is most of the time, just putting yourself out there to get the praise, to show off that you I ain't gonna say you got what it takes, but to you're networking to show off what you know, or you're the right
Your
person for.
value,
Yeah,
your value,
and that's all it is. That's all it takes, really.
and the chick that got the job over Alyssa, she had value. She was entertaining. Now,
Okay.
nobody wants to,
Yeah.
addressing the elephant in the room. Everybody said that she was entertaining, but that how she was entertaining, we don't know for sure, but
No.
I'm just saying, like both of them were married,
Mm-hmm.
but they won't marry at work. We don't
Mm-mm.
know for sure. We don't know for sure, but Alyssa won't entertain in it. She won't entertain in that man's ego. She won't stroking that ego right. She said, "All right, I'm not single." That man was like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna back off." The other
Mhm.
girl came in. She said, "I'm not single, but
But
I'm about to file for divorce." And that man was like, "Oh, are you now?"
oh Lord, that's crazy.
Mm.
That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to be talking about that on this podcast.
No. That's for a different podcast. That's not for. I mean, it is addressing the elephant. Like it is. It's addressing the big elephant in the
It's
room.
a very big elephant. It's a very big one. Very big one. Right over there. Right over there.
Lord. All right. What we got coming up, man?
Same thing, man. Still working on book 5, man. Slow burning it. And I'm about to actually once we get off of this call, man, I gotta go ahead and jump into that because I got a huge day ahead of me.
Right.
A lot of moving parts that's going around, man. I'm working on still working on those pieces for the to get the resin printer going, start printing out some of these little figurines of the lumens. I figured out though, I've been drawing lumens a lot, and the little creatures in the Aether universe, they are pretty much an embodiment of stars, and they little fairy creatures about 2-3 feet tall, and they change based on their elements, and and transform into different beings based on their elements. So I realized that these things might be the face of the Aether universe. Like I might be able
Hey.
to get away with doing more lumen stuff than I than I want to. But it is what it is. But those are the things that I'm gonna start printing off soon. Getting the 3D renders for it. That's what we discussed recently. So yeah, man, I got that stuff to work on because I finally got my garage studio space where I wanted to. So I want to start using it and maximizing my time, man. That's what I'm gonna be working on today, man.
Word. Uh, Same over here. Learning just like uh, I trying to do like a little. I'm not gonna stop working with Blender, but just like uh, focusing on like music, the graphic design part, the Blender stuff, and what was the third one? It was music. Oh, coding.
You
Trying to do a little.
what we focusing on the music? What we got going on there?
Oh, just to make like background music and like sound effects for like the games and whatnot.
You want to make it
Make it, yeah.
with like FL Studios, like
I
that kind of make, or we talking about?
got this little program, MPK Mini, uh, or I'll just like buy it, outsource it or something. But those were the focuses: the music, the 3D renders, and the coding aspect of like fine tuning like my little Blender stuff. Uh, Other than that, just hassling it out, man. Um, that's all I got.
All right, time to get to work.
Yeah. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast with an elephant as always. Welcome. It is me, your boy Mark Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack. Before we go, please remember to trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all. And always remember, those who shy away from addressing the elephant in the room are doomed to be crushed by the weight of it. We love y'all.
Peace. Love y'all. See y'all next week.